I'm spending my whole weekend in my pajamas. The whole thing for me is I'm trying to save you time, money, and energy. I have got a PhD in life. So, like, what do I care what some random person on the internet thinks of me? In New Year, new me, you gotta have some fun. God, Tim, everything you touch just, like, is amazing. And I want to tell that person, no, it's not. I'm only trying to make one person happy, and that's Tim Castleman. Viva la revolucion, viva la Cuba. We are required to say that on our final podcast here in the great country of Cuba.
Final night.
They tried to ruin it for us, folks, but we would not let it happen.
We wouldn't give in.
So we have been here. Today is day 7.
Yep.
Today is the 6th full day we've actually been here because we have travel day in, and then tomorrow will be a full travel day to get us back home. It's coincidentally, I live in Texas. Sue, you live in
Massachusetts.
And we have the same temperatures.
It's crazy.
And I got more snow than she did.
Which I still can't believe. Yeah.
In Lubbock, Texas, we got more snow than she did in Boston, Mass. Yeah. So luckily for us, our roads are clear. So getting home shouldn't be an issue for either of us. And I think we're ready. I think we've had a phenomenal time here. I think you're right. I think we've loved it, but we are ready to get back to the land of high-speed internet. And
toilet paper.
And all you can use toilet paper.
I cannot wait.
Now, before we begin talking about the toilet paper fiasco, I just have to point something out. The first thing when we got into this Airbnb, Sue went and checked the bathroom and she said, listen, before you leave.
Yeah, look, lady.
We need more toilet paper.
This is not going to work for me.
This is not going to work.
And I'm not talking about the big old American quilted big old rolls.
We're talking about like the Office Max one ply.
Tiny little skinny ass toilet paper rolls.
You know how they have like natural fed beef without all the hormones? Well, that's what they've done to the toilet paper here. It's skinny.
Yes.
It's single ply, and it's much smaller. The roll is much smaller.
Right. And now, let me just say, folks, that's not because I'm in the bathroom. I drink a lot of water. I have to keep hydrated. I have to keep my skin feeling great. So I'm always drinking water. Hence, I'm always in the bathroom. So I'm taking care of myself.
Yes, that's what she
my
tells.
reason.
That's
Don't
what
think
she tells
anything
herself,
else.
right? Personally, if I went through 3 rolls of toilet paper in 6 days, I'd be seeing somebody about that and being like, I don't know what's happening, but clearly there's an issue here.
I shouldn't have laughed so loud.
Yes, that's fine. Eric, you can deal with it. If you got to deal with this echo-ass room and the fight that's happening outside of our quarters here, you can deal with your mom belly laughing, right? A little fun never hurt nobody. Yeah. So today was our final day, and we've gone, every day we've done something.
Yep.
So today was kind of a nice, restful, relaxing day. We didn't have any tours planned.
No tours.
We didn't have any sites that we needed to see.
We decided we've had enough of the big city. We're just going to stay in the hood.
Stay away from the tourist traps, and we were just going to stay in our familiar barrio. And live the life. Okay. So that included trips to our favorite little place to go get, and they know us, by the way, now. Yeah. We walk in there, and she's like, us there. Cafe Americano?
Yeah,
yes.
And she knows you, right?
I was like, what about me? She's like, I don't know. I was like, cerveza? She's like, oh, yeah, okay. And at 10:30 this morning, we were drinking beers because the coffee machine.
Just like the locals do.
Yeah, because the coffee machine was broken. So she's like, can I get you a beer while you wait? And we're like, yes. Yeah. Now, look, there are probably a billion things wrong with Cuba that we don't know about. But let me tell you the one thing these motherfuckers do right, and that is ice cold beer.
Coldest beer you've ever had in your life.
Any location, I don't care if they have zero food on the menu, they will give you the coldest beer you've ever tasted in your entire life. Yep. The other day, where do we get them where it literally had ice chunks in it?
Like frost in the bottle. You could run your nail down and
I'm not a beer guy, but here, man, we've been drinking them left and right, and they are
a light beer, let me tell you, when you
delicious.
Come here.
Well, and it's also... It's light beer, so it's not real flavorful. It's, it's like, well, I could drink the water, or for 50 cents more, I could get it. And, despite all the booze that we've drank, I've never once felt drunk here or even buzzed.
No.
But I have felt hydrated, and that's how we felt there. So we hung out there for a little bit, got our morning coffee. We decided we got a late flight tomorrow. We're going to have to go. I thought today was the day. We said our goodbyes. We tipped generously. Well, it turns out Christmas happens twice for these folks because tomorrow it's going to happen again.
I got to get me some more of that Cuban coffee, folks. Let me tell you.
If someone can send me or Sue a recipe for how they do the Cuban coffee the way they do. Oh, my gosh,
is it good?
She's in love. She's in love with it, and she may never go back.
So yummy. And they bring out the little thing with the raw sugar or honey. If
Yeah,
you
they
wanna
bring
put
out like
that.
a serving tray, basically, a
Yeah.
small little serving tray, and they usually will have sugar, raw sugar, and then honey, and you can decide. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting how certain things, there's ornamentation around it. That's not a word I know, but like there's a big fanfare with it. It's
Right.
like, oh, here you go, and everywhere we've gone has been like that.
And people, if you are used to putting like a boatload of cream in your coffee, you're not going to go there. There's no milk, no
Nope.
cream, none of that.
Nope, nope. You get honey, and you get sugar.
Yeah, and you like it.
And that's what you're going to get. And
That's
God
right.
bless the revolution,
Yeah.
right?
But
And,
it is good, I will say.
Yeah, I mean it's delicious for Sue. I'm not
Yep.
a coffee guy. I'm not a hot drink person, so I was just like, you know what? I'll have a cerveza at 10:30 in the morning. I don't have a drinking problem. Why do you ask that? So we did that, and then we said, you know what? Home's calling. We got to go back to the hotel.
We got to go back. We
Look,
love this hotel.
Look, I think after hanging out with Sue for 7 days, I think Sue has done a tremendous job. We can go anywhere we need to right now in our area without using the GPS or anything like that. But I think Sue is a hotel snob, and I think
I am.
when we travel, she would prefer, and I would. I mean, yeah, I understand the allure of the hotel.
You know why? Because I had a taste of that wonderful swimming pool.
Yes, yes, the swimming pool just hooked her.
I'm all about the swimming pool.
Yes, even though we got first-degree burns, in 2 hours.
Even
there.
though we weren't paying for rooms there. We had to,
Yeah, we walked in like we owned the place, and they said
That's
nothing.
right.
Yeah, so
There's your little travel tip, folks.
walk in, have a $20 bill in your hand just in
Yep.
case you run into some resistance. If you don't, get right in the pool, order some drinks, and
There you go.
they won't even know that you're not staying there.
True.
May or may not have happened. But we said we got to go back to La Casa de Habano. Got to have some more of that delicious rum that we were gifted the other day.
Oh, that was good.
We had to try
Yes.
that out. It was like Havana Club Selection or something like that.
Yep.
Delicious, heavenly.
Oh, so smooth and sweet.
Nice. I mean, just, amazing. Surprisingly, I haven't seen anywhere outside of there sell it, like the kiosk or anything like that. I'm sure there's a
Yeah.
place for it, but we haven't found it yet. And we didn't find it, and we can't take it back with us anyway, so
True.
too bad. But we say, you know what, let's go back. We got to get a few little souvenirs here and there. So we walk in there, the cigar rolling lady's there, and I'm like,
right.
hey,
Yep.
I'd like to buy some cigars from you. And she's like, huh? Yeah. Anyway, long story short story long, whatever it may be, we go into the humidor, happen to have 25
Right.
fresh rolled cigars from her
Yep.
that we never saw her roll, but we know they're Cuban tobacco because they're sold at the company store here. Also, I did not know this, that all the cigar brands, Partagas, Monte Cristo, all of them, from Cuban seed here, that's all owned by the government now. I thought it was owned by the individual companies. It's not. The government owns those. So anyway.
Along with pretty much everything else.
Pretty much everything else, right, yeah. So we go and, she's like, well, I'm not really sure. This is the only place that we run into the issue where you're supposed to have the card and they're real, and that's the card where you put the money on and all that stuff. But I learned a little trick from my friend Brandon the other day. Brandon, great trip, great recommendations. If you whip out a $100 bill, suddenly the exchange and currency rate gets much better, and they can make some deals for you.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We did that. Crisis averted. Suddenly
Your C notes, people.
they wanted to sell us the cigars, and there was we even got a discount, on the cigars. So it was pretty interesting. And you know what the hardest part was? We wanted to buy souvenirs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Some lighters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part. And this lady was like, well, listen, if you give me the euros, I'll go put the money on my card. Then tomorrow,
Yeah, I
I'll
gotta go to
have
the
it.
bank
You
or-
can come
yeah,
back.
it was like-
Right, yeah. Then we got to send this over to Miami, and it's got to.
Yeah.
And the lady up front was like, do you have American money? I was like, yeah. She goes, it's fine, $21.
Yeah.
Give it to me. I'll put it on my card or whatever. But it was just, it's funny. When they say they can't do anything for you, just go, oh, okay, well, I guess we don't buy, or are you sure? And with enough ingenuity,
Yes.
they suddenly are able to solve their own problems.
Yeah, so don't give up.
Yeah.
Just,
Be
it'll
polite.
happen.
Don't be mean. Don't be rude. Make sure you got options, right? We had euros, we had dollars, we
Yeah.
had Cuban pesos.
A little
It's
bit of everything,
It's like,
true.
how do you want to get paid here? What can I do for you? So we did that, and then we say, you know what? It's so beautiful in here. It's ice cold. They got the AC going. They got music videos on the
Oh,
TV.
yeah, like from the 2000s
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
So let's sit down. Let's have some more of that delicious rum that we had. Let's smoke a cigar. Sue is not only a rum drinker now, she's a cigar smoker.
I know.
At
What's
least
happening?
while over
Gosh.
here. Yeah. And we spent a leisure afternoon there smoking cigars, drinking some delicious rum, convincing them that they could, in fact, serve us the largest plate of fries that I've ever seen in my entire life.
We just want the French fries.
Yeah. I'm like, look, I'll pay for the meal, but we just want the French fries and we want all of it. And they were like, yeah, we can do that. I was like, great. So we spent most of the day there, most of the afternoon, I should say, there, and had a good time. And then we said, you know what, let's go back to the house, freshen up, cool down, because it's a little steamy here, and then we can begin our evening adventures, and we're going to just find a local place down there. Now, again, our friend Brandon recommended this great place a couple days ago. It's a castle. They served the
big beer,
the fish, and the big beer and all that. And Sue was like, let's go down by there again, because they've got some other restaurants, and maybe there's one across the pond that maybe we want to go and do that. So we're like, you know what? Let's do it. So we walk all the way back to the hotel, and then we walk another half mile to get down
to the castle.
And then we realize this trip ain't over. We still got to find our way over to that restaurant. It looks like we're going to have to take 2 lefts and a right. So we just start walking, and we're walking, and we're walking, and we make it approximately 120 yards from the castle. And Sue just goes, you know what, this place right here, it's just fine. We can eat right here. And we're like, I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah. Like, okay, well, let's give it a shot, right? Now, most of the time when we've done that, it's paid off handsomely. You remember we had a meal last night, our own dining room to ourselves. Our full crew waiting on us.
Piano,
we played the piano for them. They've cooked our food. They took the spices off our table to make our food spicy. I mean, it was an adventure. So we found a place that looked just like the castle. It was like, oh, they got the big beers. It's probably going to be a similar great experience. So we sit down and we're like, oh, we need water.
Yeah, we need water.
And then I'll take a beer to start just because it's going to be cold and it'll be delicious. And then we're like, okay, show us our menu. And they're like, here's 5 things on the menu. And we're like, great. And like, we don't have that one and that one and that one. It was basically like, you can get the fish or you can get the pork or you can get the fuck out. That was pretty much what the menu was, right?
And she really didn't speak any English.
And she could give 0 fucks about any type of customer service. Yeah. So we're like, you know what? We'll just have 1 beer, be fine. And we'll order the pork. Sue ordered the pork chop. I ordered some type of pork contraption because, again, 2 out of 3 things were pork. And I was like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. We wait, right? We wait. The food arrives. And I'm like, oh, this is it, huh? Sue has the largest, gnarliest pork chop I've ever seen in my entire life. And I have what I describe as pork shavings. Super thin, overcooked. I mean, put it to you this way, guys. I fed it to a stray cat, and even he struggled to chew it and choke it down. And I was just like, here, man, this is what happened, okay? I took a bite. I took another bite. I fed a piece to the cat. I fed another piece to the cat. I said, I'll be right back, Sue. I walked right into the restaurant, and I said, we're ready to check out now, thank you. And she's like, but I was like, no, we're good. We want to pay for our meal. We want to get out here. 17 American dollars. Here's $20. We're out. I walk out. I go, Sue, get your shit. We're leaving. And Sue,
now, I'll also say, before all this happened,
yes,
I had to use the restroom.
Right, because we've been walking. I mean,
we've been walking a while.
How many steps total did we get today, Sue? Over 14,000?
Over 14,000.
Which is a record for you, and definitely a record for me. And considering that we probably had like 100 steps our first day here, like, it's amazing that we're now doing...
It's amazing we're even alive,
We're basically doing marathons every day here and loving it.
So, and of course, it's hot. We're drinking a lot of water. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in, use the bathroom. Like, bathroom over here? They're like, do the whole smile and nod. They don't even say anything. So I go to the bathroom. Now, let me tell you a little something about the bathroom.
Now, real quick, most places that we've been to have had a male and a female bathroom. And obviously, I've been in the female bathroom.
Unless it's very small, true.
But, most of them for the guys have been okay. I've only used the latrine. I haven't, popped a squat or anything like that. But for mine, they were pretty decent, and I didn't hear you complain about the one at the hotel.
No, the hotel was great. It was like a normal
It was like a hotel bathroom.
Yeah. And the hotel was
Yes.
very nice, obviously.
Yes. So there are some places that have usable but restrooms with usable amounts of toilet paper.
Now this goes to, and not only that, but the first restaurant right around the corner, the very first restaurant
yes, yeah,
with the top hat,
the one right there, yeah.
also has this kind of bathroom.
Okay.
So when I say this kind of bathroom,
Buckle up,
ladies. So you walk in there.
Yep.
And all it is a sink, a toilet with no seat, no cover, not even a seat, and no toilet paper. It's really just a toilet with no seat and a sink. That's it. So
prison bathroom.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds a lot like. Yeah. Prison.
And
bathroom.
I'm like, okay, can't really do much with this. And now, also, mind you, it's the end of the week, and I've been because it's also not the first time it's happened to me. So whenever I walk around, ladies, bring your backup toilet paper with you, which I've had to do.
100%
Yes.
packed toilet paper.
Definitely.
And don't make it the fancy kind because
No.
chances are, well, one, you're not supposed to throw it in the baño anyway, but two,
Yeah.
right.
And the funny thing is, when we were eating at this terrible restaurant, they brought our forks wrapped up in
three sheets of toilet paper.
3 sheets of toilet paper,
Which is
legit.
which
is what I needed, and I couldn't, anyway.
Yeah. That's why they didn't have toilet paper in the restroom because they were using it
That's
to
right.
serve their cutlery with.
Yes.
Which should have been our first clue of,
True.
hey, you know what? Let's not eat this meal
Yeah.
because I don't think this dining experience. You can understand, we've had phenomenal meals here.
Very good, yeah.
The food has been, for most of the time, it's been very flavorful, it's been tasty, and the places that it hasn't been, it's not been like, oh my God, this is absolutely terrible.
Right.
This was the first bad meal
It was
we've
very
had,
bad.
and it was the worst meal, I would say, of the trip.
Yep,
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure. But Sue did get a quad exercise out of it, and she was like, nope, I'm good, I can wait. So
I said, I'm not, I couldn't do anything there.
So I said, okay. I said,
Yep.
we're getting the fuck out of here. Brandon, we're sorry we ever doubted you. We never doubted you. But sorry we didn't just listen to you and go right back to the castle.
Yep.
Because that's exactly what we did. We walked our happy asses right back to the castle. And we're like, listen, you guys had some amazing fish the other day. And he's like, yes, no fish. And it was pork, and we were like, no, or lobster. That was our option. It was like you
pork
can
or
get
lobster.
some type of pork, or you can get the lobster, or you can get the fuck out. And we're like, okay, well, we'll take 2 cervezas, and I guess we'll split a plate of lobster.
Yeah.
Because we'd already ingested a half of the uncooked pork or whatever it was from the other location. And Sue thought, you know what? This place hasn't served me wrong. We got beautiful skyline photos the other day of the sunset.
Very nice sunset.
Sue almost got to go to the top of the thing without getting arrested.
Yeah, I was psyched about that.
We had an amazing
Brandon, have
meal
you done
there.
that?
Yeah, so we were just like, okay, this is great. So Sue goes and attempts to use baño number 2.
Yes. I'm like, how bad can it be, right? So it's
No way lightning can strike twice.
all the way, you go to the back of the building. So I get there, and there's this skinny doorway like all the other places here. Now, mind you, it is a castle. This skinny little doorway, and there's this one gentleman outside, and then another guy sitting on a chair right smack almost in front of the doorway, kind of off to the side. And I'm like, oh, baño? And they're like, yes. And then there's another guy inside, and they're pointing yes, pointing me. And I'm like, so I had to kind of scooch by the guy sitting in the chair to get around him. Short hallway. The guy's like right here. He points to it. Walk inside. Surprise! Pretty much identical, I would say, yes, identical to the last bathroom. Just a toilet with no seat.
But Sue had learned her lesson and brought her own toilet paper.
I brought my own toilet paper.
So
and by this,
at least one of the problems had been addressed.
Yes.
But no toilet seat.
No.
And you got to do the hover maneuver.
Then all I can say is, thank you, CrossFit.
Yes.
All those squats really turned out to be a good. They paid off.
Yep.
Had a hover, and pretty crazy. And the funny thing is, like I said, when I left, the gentleman at the door that I really had to like scooch by, even for me it was hard. And then he had a plate with like 500 pesos on it, and I'm like, am I supposed to tip this guy? And I'm like, there's no fucking way. I'm tipping.
Are you supposed to air dry me?
Yeah, seriously?
Are you gonna come and blow?
Oh, it was terrible. But hey, you gotta go. But at this point, it's obviously very comical. But just Sue's tips. Bring your own toilet paper. Don't expect a lot. Let's just say.
But
nothing. Don't, you can't wash your hands. No paper towels. None of that.
yeah, bring your own toiletries.
Or you can wash your hands, I suppose. The sink did work. I will say that.
Yes, but you're air drying.
Yeah, you're just kind of like wiping it on your, shirt.
There's a lot of shaking and moving going on for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, but when Sue returned, our lobster came out, grilled lobster, and I will say it's probably the best lobster I've had here, as far as it wasn't overcooked.
Yeah.
Now, again,
because they keep using that seasoning. They have a special seasoning.
And whatever that seasoning is, they use it on everything. I guarantee if we got the pork, it would have had the same taste as the fish.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good seasoning.
But it was delicious. Yeah, I mean, and again, we had just averted death in the previous restaurant, so we're like, okay, finally back to some food that we can enjoy.
Now that you mention it, I will say that lobster actually was cooked better than the other place we had lobster, which I forgot already. I'll have to listen to the other podcast. But anyway, this lobster was cooked
Look
nicer.
how spoiled Sue is. Oh, I forgot where the other place we got lobster is. Of course, I forget too where
so
it was.
much lobster.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was the Eclectico place.
Yes, the very, very expensive place. $4 signs.
Yeah, the very expensive place. This was cooked better. To me, had more flavor to it.
More flavor. Yeah. It wasn't as dry,
So the guy comes over, right, and we're like, okay, we smoked our cigar, we have our cerveza, we eat the lobster, which is great, and we're like, okay, it's already dark, and it's like, hey, it's time to go. He comes over and he's like, $14. And we're like, what? He's like, $14. And we're like, for the meal and the beers. And he's like, 14. It's like, uh-huh. It's like, okay. So I pull out the $20 bill. He goes, wait 1 second. And he goes back over there. And he comes back. He goes, I'm sorry. I was incorrect. And I was like, oh, here we fucking go.
Yeah.
He's like, it was $17. We're like, okay. And he goes, you give American dollars? I was like, yeah. He goes, you give me American and I'll go get your change in pesos.
Right.
So he comes back over. It's probably $3 total in change and all that stuff.
Right.
And then he's like, wait, I think it might be confusing. I need to do a conversion thing. And I just hand him the $3. And I'm like, hey, we don't need a conversion. This is for you. Thank you very much. We would like to leave and go back to the land of air conditioning and fans and cool,
Yeah, we were ready.
Yeah, we were done. And he's like, thank you so much. He shook our hands.
So appreciative. He's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, you would have thought we slipped this dude a $20 bill. And I need somebody with a smart brain to explain this to me, okay? Because I'm not saying that Cuba sits atop or anything like that, but I need to understand how I can be here and get lobster for $17 and 2 beers, throw the dude a 20. He's overjoyed with what we've done. And again, we got lobster and a good chunk of lobster. It wasn't like, oh, here's a few bites of it.
It was filling. Yeah.
For $17. Someone needs to explain to me why food in America is so expensive.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to remind everybody before you go, well, you don't understand. No, I don't think you understand. There is no wholesale market here in Cuba. They buy it at the same price that you would buy it here, right? And it's just one of those things. I need somebody smarter than me to explain how it is that they're able to do that so cheap, because it just does not make sense how we can get every place we've gone. We've had amazing meals, and like the most expensive was the Ivan restaurant, and that was the only meal that we've had that was over $100.
Right.
Well, and we got several drinks there, and it was a little fancier place.
Yeah, it was a little
fancier. And it's also in a tourist area, so I'm sure they jacked the price up a little bit because of that. But it's like somebody's got to explain how this is and how this was.
It's crazy to think. I mean, like that's what we were saying. Imagine if we bought lobster at home. I was saying even if we bought, and I live in like the lobsters are literally like caught in my backyard. Well, not right in my backyard, but I'm very close. And if you bought a live lobster at the store, still kicking, you got to bring it home and cook it yourself. And that is almost
$14.
what we pay, for the. So it's just
have it
crazy
signed,
to
sealed,
think.
delivered, and waited.
Yeah, it's crazy to think.
There's something going on where I'm just like, how is this not happening in the U.S. and why is U.S. food cost so expensive? So so we go, okay, well, it's time to go. When we had been talking about getting a taxi all the way back. We had just crossed over 10,000 steps, and we were just like, okay, we'll get a taxi on the way back. But no taxis Apparently Wednesday night is not party night. Like
yeah,
Monday
if they
night
had
was.
taxis at the castle, I would have for sure, you know.
Oh,
but
of
yeah,
course,
there were no
yeah.
taxis.
And they did when we ate there the first
I
time
think
because it was
so.
super busy and
Right.
popular. But
Yep.
tonight, again, Wednesday night must not be party night in Cuba. Tuesday night is. Monday night is.
Monday definitely is.
Saturday, Sunday is. But Wednesday night wasn't. So we just walked all the way back. And halfway up the walk, Sue said, and I telepathically agreed with her, I can't wait to get back and take a cold-ass shower. Refreshing shower.
It's amazing.
Drink a little bit more of our Havana Club rum. Eat some more of our pastries and nuts. And I mean, this bad boy's almost wrapped up. Tomorrow we're gonna wake up, go probably to our favorite place,
Get my Americano coffee,
or go try some other place, and we'll get our $1 Americano coffee.
Yep.
And my $2 cerveza, and we'll consider that good. And then Ivan the Terrible's coming to pick us up at 1 o'clock to take
We've already verified with them tonight. We confirmed.
Confirmed,
We've
not
already
verified.
confirmed.
We don't verify anything. We confirm and we triple confirm.
Yep.
He put it in his calendar 2 days ago. Did I text him tonight? Yes. Just
Yeah.
as a reminder, because at 1 o'clock tomorrow,
Yeah.
I don't want him not showing up and us scrambling to find somebody.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah. So you mentioned the lobster thing. I've been meaning to tell you this a million times, but I haven't had. So my friend has opened a lobster bistro truck there in Lubbock.
Okay. A lobster bistro truck. That sounds so fancy.
He saw it in Dallas, I think, and he liked the concept, and he was like, "Oh, I'll just bring this to
So
Lubbock."
like a food truck. Is that what you mean by that?
It's a food truck, yeah, that serves like lobster rolls and lobster something. It's all lobster centered, right? His food cost is surprisingly low.
Really?
Because he buys pre-cooked, pre-cut up, frozen lobster bites.
Lobster bites?
Like lobster chunks, basically.
Okay.
And then when he needs them, then they heat them up on the grill, defrost, and all that.
Even that, though, it's got to be expensive, no?
I forget. It's like $40 a pound.
Okay,
or something
$40
like
a pound. No, that sounds right.
I don't know, but yes, it is. I mean, you get like 6 chunks of lobster on the thing,
getcha.
and it's expensive. It's like, oh, here's your $23 lobster roll, and you're like, where's the rest of it? You know, but it's got like a great value bun on it. You know, like it's very West Texas. It's
you'll have to send me a photo. I can't wait to see this version of lobster roll.
I mean, no, I don't want to do that because you get on a
You
flight.
got to show my lobster roll that I made at Christmas.
I saw those, and when I saw those, I was like, that's nothing like what my friend makes. At his thing. Yeah, it does not have the flat side of it and different things like that.
That's the best bun of all. I'm sending you some flat-sided buns.
Yes, please do. Sure. Or send me a link so I can show them to him and be like, hey, do you want to have a traditional lobster roll? Here we go.
I'm telling you, if he does those buns, these are New England buns, folks, and they're flat on both sides. And the beauty is that is you slather them with a shitload of butter and fry them in a pan, and they are the most amazing things.
Butter, not on the menu here.
Yeah, but they don't have butter here.
Nope,
I can't wait to go back and have some butter.
Yeah. Sue may just be at the buffet, just housing butter sticks. Be like, no, I don't want any of this shitty food. Yeah.
Bread and butter.
Yeah, I think Sue's gonna go on a little bit of a carb binge.
Yeah, I miss my carbs.
When she gets back. Although we both agreed we're gonna weigh ourselves
when
we get back.
There's no carbs here, folks.
Yeah, we're gonna weigh ourselves when we get back to see how much we've lost, and because that's what Hemingway did.
That's right.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah.
So. It's been a phenomenal trip. I'm so glad we went. I think we did everything we could as far as in Havana. I'm sure there's a ton more we could have done, but I'm happy with everything we did.
Yeah, I think we did good.
So for you, what was the best meal that we had?
Definitely the Ivan meal.
The Ivan meal.
Because that was a big hunk of beef, medium rare. I would say it was even rare.
Yeah.
That thing was still almost breathing, but it was delicious. And they had that sauce and whatever it was, and that was very good.
Yeah, whatever I got there was delicious
love
too.
that meal.
Yeah, and I think that was amazing. Obviously, the worst meal was the place that we ate at tonight, our first dinner. But I was just like, I was just determined. I was like, you're not going to fucking ruin Cuba for me with this shitty ass meal
it was so
and
bad.
food poisoning before we go. It's like, let's go back to the land of milk and honey, a.k.a. the castle.
Yeah.
So it was
the castle for Mr. Castleman.
Yes,
folks.
yes. I was like, this is my home. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys know that. What for you was like maybe the best excursion or the most interesting thing that we did?
Again, you know me. I love that Hemingway thing, and even though, the whole like outdoor thing. I did find the tour very interesting.
Oh, by the way, let's revisit this for a second, because you said yesterday, rightfully so, by the way, when you saw the open air car.
Oh yeah.
What did you think I was going to do?
I was like, oh my God, Tim is going to kill me, because again, we had just spent the day before out in the sun. So I'm thinking.
We're both red.
Yeah, we're both red. I'm thinking. And the other cars we've had have been, air conditioned and
covered
closed.
and enclosed.
So I didn't even occur to me that like it might be like that.
And I didn't even bring my hat because I was like, oh no, we'll be in an enclosed car.
That's what I thought.
Won't need it.
Yeah. So I guess
But for the record, did I do that?
Did you do what?
Did I lose my mind?
No, not at all.
I just need some therapy points here, because my therapist is going to be very happy that I saw a situation that was less than ideal.
If you're listening to this, Tim was nothing but awesome the whole time.
Yeah, I was just like,
and
because the thing
went with it.
Yeah, like we talked about,
the guy offered to let you borrow his hat. I'm like, Tim, take the hat.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I want to earn the skin cancer so that Sue can feel terrible for me, in 40 years from now. But no, I just was of the belief that it was like, hey, we're already doing this. We've committed to it, and we got to make the best out of the situation, no matter. And we had a great time with it.
Yes, and our guide was great, and it was informative. I learned a lot of stuff. I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah, our guide totally made that. And also, our guide also made the walking tour as well. I'm not going to call it the food tour, but the walking tour that we did. Our guide was at least successful.
She was very informative. Boy, she knows some stuff. Actually, I will say, definitely on par with the Hemingway thing was when Ivan took us to that hotel. I was blown away.
Oh, yes.
I had
the Hotel National.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't even thought to go there.
Yep.
And when he said we're going to go there, I'm like, what are you talking? I didn't even know. But when we walked in that place, you have to go there, people.
Also, when you just drive up, you're just like, holy shit, this place is beautiful from the outside.
It was so gorgeous. And then we walked out on that lawn with the peacocks strutting around and the beautiful view of the ocean. And the beautiful thing about that hotel was like you're stepping back in time.
Yeah.
It was just so historic and gorgeous. And you can just, like in my mind, I'm just picturing people walking in the lawns in their like beautiful outfits in the 30s or whatever. So to me, I will say, I really love that experience.
No, that was totally unexpected, but it was so awesome to do.
It was.
I agree with everything you said. It is a beautiful hotel. Mm-hmm. It's expertly maintained. The only thing that would have been a detractor from there is you can tell it's clearly where a majority of the tourists stay.
But clearly,
yeah. And that is what it is. But like, I'm so thankful that we're staying where we are, not down in the tourist district. That today we didn't have to have our head on the swivel or talk to people, but we did have people just come up to us randomly today.
That was surprising.
After we left the hotel.
Yep.
And, where are you from? It's like one guy stopped, he goes, do you have a cigarette? And I'm like, oh, do you have a lighter? And I'm like, fuck, how do you know I have a lighter? Okay, And with the first guy, you're like, okay, whatever. He's like, oh, I have a friend from Santa Barbara. Welcome to Cuba. He was very friendly, but you never know.
Very nice.
Because he did the whole where are you from thing. And it's like, whoa. Are you trying to get my money? What are you doing? And then another guy asked if we needed a taxi after, we were just like, get the fuck away from us. We're in our power glide. We're trying to get our 10,000 steps here. We're not taking no fucking taxi.
Yeah.
So
did we say how many steps we got in today?
We did 14,000.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll hit it again because that's a world record. 14,000. Yeah, my cardiologist, who I don't have, but will shortly, I'm sure, will be very proud of me and tell me, hey, you need to go back and do more of the walking around there. So I agree with you. I think the Hemingway thing was just awesome to be able to say that you've been there. The fact that we're in Cuba is awesome because not many people that are friends with us or family have been here. And I think it's really awesome that we got here when we did, because before the big tourist rush and before it gets too commercialized, if the border ever opens up and all that, we got to see, in a lot of ways, the real Cuba. Mm-hmm. Of course, we had a great experience here. We're staying in a beautiful multi-room apartment. We have ice cold air conditioning to cover us when we sleep. So I understand. It's not a one-to-one comparison, but I still think we got to see, how people live and survive here and thrive. And it was just kind of fun walking around, discovering the neighborhoods, making the walks to the hotel every day, you know, and seeing like today, they must have something going on, but like they washed the entire post office.
Oh,
so
right.
when we went down there, all the windows were cloudy and dirty when we walked back. I mean, you could eat off of them. They were so clean. So
maybe it's the jazz festival.
Maybe the jazz festival or whatever's going on for sure. So that was great. Like I say, majority, with the exception of that one meal, everything else was great, or at least serviceable that we could tolerate, you know. And you just have to come with an open mind. And again, I mean, this is Cuba, so how it is one day is not how it's going to be tomorrow. I mean, we go to the same places, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have that today." the place that we like to go get coffee from in the morning, you know, they rewrote their entire menu and handwritten because prices have changed, and that's happening probably every day or every week or whatever. But enough to where they're like, "Nope, we got to change this out again and do that." So. Just a phenomenal trip. Sue, I thank you so much for going on this with me.
I would not have had idea.
I would not have had this much fun on my own. And it's great to share this with somebody and be able to come home, record a podcast and talk about the crazy and be like, what'd you think of this? And what'd you think of this?
It was pretty interesting. And whenever you said like, what do you think about Havana? I was like, I don't know, but I'm so glad that we ended up coming here.
Very concerned about things, and she's a worrier, and that's good because she brings up points like, you know, hey, do you think we'll need toilet paper there? I'm like, no, they'll have it. It'll be flowing in the streets. This is Cuba.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't they have toilet paper?
Yeah. Yep. Any final thoughts for our final night?
All I can say is if you are thinking about going somewhere, I was like this. I mean, definitely say yes to life, people. Say yes, you know.
And the other thing is, like I was telling Sue, like, you know, the hill that we climb, it's not steep or anything, but I mean, it's a walk. You're huffing and puffing by the time you get there. And I told Sue tonight, I said, imagine waiting until you're 65 to begin your travel in life and do this, and you know, and it's just like, I wouldn't want to do that, you know. I mean, we were, you know, we weren't blowing and going, but we were at a fast pace. Again, we walked a bunch and we were able to do that, but I couldn't imagine doing this in 20 years. Like, no. I'd need a taxi everywhere. I need one of those carts to roll me up and be like, okay.
And you know, you brought up a good point too, because for all we know, maybe tourism will be booming again. Who knows? But so I think we did this was a definite interesting way to see it, you know. Again,
there's very little about this trip that I would change. Yeah. And I mean, and the little things are just little things. There's nothing like, oh my God, this was a catastrophe.
No, I think this was the way to go. I think we lucked out. I'm glad we didn't stay in the city. Because it was loud and busy and too much for me.
We would have hated that.
Some people might like that. I get it.
If you're younger and you want to do the nightlife and stuff like that, and you want to be, you know, part of the hustle and bustle, but you're also dealing with a lot more scammers, a lot more people that want your money and are asking for, you know, just a lot more uncertainty, and it's just like, I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. We like the quiet neighborhood life.
So you would say you would recommend coming to Cuba?
For sure.
Yeah, I would tell almost everyone I know, like if you're on the fence, don't be on the fence. Yeah, buy your ticket. Get out here, explore. The people are very friendly, except for, you know, the one lady we had tonight. And she was unfriendly. It's just like she's having a bad day. She didn't like her job.
The lady next door?
No. Except
we get this funny little old lady that lives next door, whispering like she's going to come over here.
She's going to break the barrier and get in here. Yeah.
She keeps like saying stuff to us, and I don't know if she's yelling at us or she's asking.
Let's give a little context. So the first day we got up, we see her, she closes the door, that's fine. Yeah. The next day we walk out, she just happens to be by her window, and she has like a 3-minute conversation with me, emergency telephono, all of that. We're like, and we just walk away. No idea what she's saying. We just walk away, yes.
And she looks so little and sweet, and so we're going to give her the... Right? Maybe we're going to give her the rest of the rum.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm
like, we got to give her something. This little...
But you're not telling... The payoff on that is that every time that we come in, she has her door open. She has a beautiful apartment. It looks gorgeous. Beautiful. But she comes and she just slams the fucking door shut right in our face. It's not our apartment. It's the one next to it. We're like, what happened? What did we do that was so wrong?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll make peace with her when we give her the rum.
We'll give her the rum.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. So thank you guys for being along in this journey. Again, I need your feedback. Did you like this? Did you like us breaking it down day by day? Is there something you would like to see different? How can we make this enjoyable for you guys while we're out having our adventures as well? Because, and the other thing is, we were able to use this also as a work trip. Not only did we record a shit ton of podcasts, which is awesome, but we got some ideas, thoughts planned out for the next couple months.
Right.
And I'm excited to see
very productive.
What happens to both of us when we go back home and we just go into our little cocoons.
Oh my God.
We don't take 14,000 steps. We don't even take 1,400 steps a day.
I'm just taking 10 steps to the bathroom where I have toilet paper.
Yes. Yeah. I think Sue may sleep in her bathroom tomorrow, just surrounded, be like, kids, for my birthday, I want toilet paper. All of it, please surround me with it. For sure. So if you guys know what's causing Sue to go through 3 rolls of toilet paper while we're here, I'd love to hear it. Leave a comment, like, subscribe.
Please, people.
Tell your friends. And of course, if we can ever help with your trip to Cuba, let us know.
Oh,
We're more than happy to tell you the Airbnb we stayed at.
Tips.
And the places that we stayed. Maybe I can convince Eric and Sue to put a list of, when we release these, put a list of the places down there so that you guys can just click on them directly. And we'll do that. We'll try to throw a few restaurants in there. Maybe we do the tours that we liked. And we'll go from there. So thank you guys so much for listening. We've loved getting to share Havana with you. Look forward to being back on American soil by this time tomorrow. Hopefully with a few extra cigars. And we'll see what happens. And be sure to catch up on the next episode and tell you where our next adventure is the next time we talk. So be well. Thanks for listening. Had an amazing time. Thank you, Cuba, for keeping us alive in your hospitality. It's a beautiful country. There are a lot of things that could be improved, I'm sure, from an outside looking in, but I think everyone would say that about every country. So we're going to finish our rum in our little bakery thing and probably going to go to bed and sleep the sleep of 1,000 nights. And it's going to be so cold in there. We can see our breath, and I just can't fucking wait. I just can't wait.
As cold as those beers.
Yeah. And one more slushy beer before we go. Where was that place that had the slushy beer? Man, that's going to bug me.
I don't know.
Because I'm going to request that, wherever that was. Like, can we go back there tomorrow? But wherever it was.
I'll put a link in the notes.
I mean, we'll definitely do that. We'll have a beer for you tomorrow on the way out. Be well, everybody. See you on the next time.